All right, now that you've done the first section, you kind of have an idea of what Tableau Desktop is. But there's so much more to Tableau than just Tableau Desktop. That's actually just one component. There's actually Tableau Prep, there's Tableau Conductor, which is coming soon. We have Tableau Online, you got Tableau Server, and you also have Tableau Bridge. Okay, so I'm not going to explain individually what those are just yet because I want to relate it to how business is run at the moment, right, for most companies. So traditionally, information flows like this. So let me just get this sizing right, just because I can't see it very well, right? So the way it works is usually you have some sort of information flowing through, whether it's Excel files, Oracle, Salesforce, HubSpot, WiseNet, whatever it may be, whatever information you have, right? And then that flows into some sort of Excel spreadsheet. Usually it's one, right? If you want to keep it simple. But in a lot of times, I know it's multiple Excel files all linked together to other Excel files, which is a mess to justify to audit, to defend to audit, because it's just so hard to manage, right? Then from there, those Excel reports will create reports. All right, so they'll flow down to reports, multiple reports, reports for different people. So if you imagine this is each of the regions, you'd prepare a single report for each region. It's very time consuming. When the information comes in, you have to analyze it, you have to prepare it the same way every single day, so it can get repetitive for business as usual operations, right? So this process from getting up from your raw data all the way to here, in my professional experience, this is extremely time consuming. For anyone that handles data, you're looking anywhere between 50 and 80% of your day or your week spending just preparing this kind of information. The insights of running a business don't happen until about this section here, right? Where you've actually got the results, it's gone to the managers, they deliberate, they discuss, like, oh, that's interesting, let's look into that. So we're spending about probably 25% as my guess, right? As a ballpark, 75% here, right? From what I see in most businesses and the most businesses that I've spoken to. The added problem of this model is that when you get to this report stage, you just have an Excel file or a PDF or something like that. And you email this out to who knows how many people. I've seen reports going out to 40 people every single time, and it turns out no one even was reading it, right? It was just a legacy report that we've always done, and we're going to continue doing so. And because a lot of employees are trained to just say, here's the process, just do it, don't ask questions, they'll just keep doing it. And there's no way to govern the usefulness of information that we create. And what happens is when you send out these Excel forms, these PDF forms, you start generating a lot of copies of information, right? So imagine each of these is an Excel file, and these are versions. So I sent this one out, and then next week I sent another version out, but I didn't name it properly. I rarely see people naming their files properly. So I'll see Excel copy of whatever file. There'll be no date. It won't say who made it, where the data came from. So there's no traceability or transparency in the information. Very quickly, depending on how large your organization is, you end up with shared drives and servers with just heaps of information. No one knows how it got there, and it's just a mess. This is one of the most common problems of traditional analysis, right? Decades ago, there was only one person using a computer, so this was never an issue. Today, 2019, even in the last 5 years, 10 years or so, everyone uses computers. If you go into a company and someone uses Excel, they're an analyst. Doesn't matter what their job title is, they're an analyst, right? Therefore, we need tools that really help us do this kind of job in the modern era. We need a business intelligence tool that can handle the data and share it properly in a very efficient way. I just had KFC, so my throat's a bit there. Those wicked wings. Therefore, we need a business intelligence tool, right? Enter Tableau. So let's look at how the Tableau model looks. All right, let's go over here. So pretty similar. You have information coming in, right? Comes in here. It's cleaned up and prepared, much like Excel does. Then you prepare your graphics. You send them out into individual reports, okay? And then they funnel down to the people, okay? So instead of files, imagine these are people, right? These are your managers, your colleagues, whoever, right? But here are the differences. So I mentioned there was multiple products in the Tableau lineup. The one we've been looking at is only this part right here, and we're not even talking about the cloud yet. But the entire setup of Tableau actually works like this. If you have your raw data set, right, which is all this stuff up here, okay, that feeds into another program called Tableau Prep. And Tableau Prep was designed to clean up your data. But similar, if you've ever seen Excel macros, in that it's like it's got a memory. Not maybe, don't think of it as memory on a laptop or a hard drive, but it's like it remembers. Okay, so when you feed the information in, right? And my mouse just turned off. When you feed the information in, as you're cleaning it, it actually stores how you're cleaning it. And usually what happens in business, this report structure never changes. It's got the same columns, it's got the same column names. The only thing that really changes is the content inside, right? But not the structure. So if you've got dates in a column, they're always dates, right? You're not going to suddenly have someone's name in there unless, of course, the data is not cleaned or prepared properly. But that's where Tableau Prep comes in. Tableau Prep is a great way to clean up your information such that the next time you download that data, let's say next month, you come in here and all you press is refresh. You don't have to rebuild the model. In Microsoft Excel, a lot of the times I see is that when the information comes in from this section, and then they do the analysis, they have to do the analysis from scratch because they have to get the data, they have to do the pivot tables, they have to refresh the data, they have to create the graphics, they have to format. There's a lot of repetitive work that happens there. With Tableau Prep, it remembers it. So when you come in next time, right, because these are actually got live connections, you don't have to load it in, you just press refresh and your data is ready to go, okay? That's the Tableau Prep part. Now, what's coming soon is what's called Tableau Conductor. Because Tableau Prep, the product itself, is only about a year old, right? It's still in its early phases, but it's an amazing software, right? And what happens with Tableau Conductor is if you remember your Excel file and you're loading up an Excel, you're loading that Excel into a Tableau desktop to do your graphics, this is what this part does. So when the information comes in automatically, this thing runs automatically. This feeds it into your dashboard automatically using Tableau Conductor. And it's really easy to set up, right? We did it in, like, I think the first time we were trying to figure it out, it probably just took us 20 minutes to figure it out. Once we knew what it was doing, every single time we had to set up, it was just a few minutes, right? And I'm going to walk you through that in this course. Tableau Conductor feeds it into your desktop. And remember when I said, you build it, you set it, and then you forget it? Well, that's what this part does. When the information comes into your Tableau desktop, you don't even have to open it. You just press play. Oh, sorry, you don't even press play. It feeds into here. And then there's another product called Tableau Bridge, and that presses play for you. Okay, this thing you can run on a schedule, which is what I do. And actually, I'll give you a little look as to what it looks like. This one down here, right? This is actually Tableau Bridge. And throughout the day, this is actually just running them on schedule. So you can see 306. It runs every hour or 2 hours or every day or every 3 days or every full moon, whatever I want, right? And therefore, when you get up to this stage, Tableau Bridge creates all these dashboards, right? So you've built a dashboard, Tableau Bridge manages them. So you don't have to publish them every time. It just takes care of it for you. Then, because this whole thing is on the cloud, it's what's called self-service analytics. So I don't have to email these out to people. What happens is the people down here log in via like Google Chrome or Internet Explorer, whatever it might be. They log in and then they can go ahead and view their dashboards. And they can interact with them. They can use their filters. That's if they go in themselves, which they can do so on mobiles, on iPads, laptops, someone else's laptop because it's on cloud. Anywhere you got an internet connection, you can view the data. And there's also added features of the cloud where you can subscribe to this dashboard. Okay, so basically when this thing triggers the Tableau Bridge, it will automatically trigger this one to send the report to this person's email. So for my bosses, for example, this is what my day looks like. Actually, I'll show you what my day looked like a year ago. Okay, I would, at the start of the week, myself and my colleague, we would have to manually download each of these, right, from each of the respective systems. We'd have to funnel it into Microsoft Excel. We'd have to clean it up. We'd have to prepare it, do all the graphics, do all the charts. Then we have to produce each report, right, that had a special way of being built. And then for each of those reports, we'd have to send them out to specific people via email. Okay, this took about 60 hours a week, so 30 hours from each of us. Extremely time consuming, right? Today, this is how it works for us. So we got the same ones here. All right, let's do that. Make it a bit wider, right? What happens is this is on schedule. Okay, this data automatically feeds to us, right? And then Tableau Prep pulls this information in automatically. We don't have to do anything, right? It runs its flow automatically. Tableau Conductor does that, right? From there, it feeds it into Tableau Desktop automatically. Then from Tableau Desktop, it gets fed into the dashboards we've already built, right? And Tableau Bridge does that, okay, at this stage. So you got Tableau Bridge handling that feed. Then, if I scroll down, right? Because these dashboards are now live on the cloud, right? My colleagues, my bosses, they'll get a notification in their email saying the latest stats are in, here you go. So before they get to work, in some cases, all their data is ready to go, all their information, and they can subscribe to as many dashboards as they want. We've got well over 100 dashboards, and they can just pick and choose which ones they want. And we can collaborate in the cloud. This whole process runs automatically. So in the morning, all I do is I press play from a different system, which is one of our servers. I just have to say I'm in today. I log in to put the security password in, and then this just does it automatically. Comes through like that, sends out, right? Oh, hang on, I think I pressed zoom, right? It comes and it sends it out. And this whole thing is done in about, I'd say 10 minutes, right? In about 10 minutes compared to the old one, which is 60 hours. So a significant improvement, right? Now, if you equate this to money, even if this was, let's say 1 hour, let's say this was 1 hour, right? So that's improved by a factor of 60. If you multiply that by like a salary, so let's say it is like 59. Let's go to Excel, right? So let's say, I'll do a new sheet. Let's say it's 59 hours. So 59 for two of us, oops, times 35, that's $2,000 a day, right? Oh, sorry, not a day. That's a week. But we can run it 5 times we can run it anytime we want, really. So if you multiply this now by, what's this, by a week, by about 50 weeks, let's say, or 48 weeks, right? You're talking $100,000. But the value isn't just with that. Because we now have more time, that means we can build more dashboards. And if we have more automation, that means we can service more of the dashboards, we can maintain them. It takes a lot less time to maintain them. And it's kind of like the snowball effect of development. When suddenly anything you want to develop, like all these new ones, right? You want to build dashboard 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, right? You can do it in minutes, right? We couldn't do anything anywhere close to that. So that should give you an idea of the difference between traditional analysis and modern business intelligence. I hope you got a lot out of that. If you have any questions or you want to discuss this further, it is a hot button topic. Please feel free to reach out to me. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you at the next lesson.